But there are two or three other areas that I'd like to see more development with our teachers. One is inquiry-based teaching strategies, project-based teaching strategies. Another one is personalized learning. And then third, it's this whole literacy issue. You know, K-5 literacy and what we're doing developmentally with children from the time they get ready to go to school to when we have them enter into the system at kindergarten. I think there's much more we can do to prepare teachers and to support their knowledge and their skills of working with children in literacy. So keep it focused: literacy, personalized learning, inquiry-based teaching, and Common Core, which are not mutually exclusive. I mean, they're all related. I mean, you think of Common Core and literacy, well, it's the standards versus our philosophical approach and how we work with teachers and making sure we're providing training for them. Similarly, the standards really drive the need for more training with project-based learning and inquiry-based learning and personalized instruction. You know, I would love to see a plan, a business plan, if you will, but a plan, so we have more children enrolled and involved in after-school programs and clubs. Learning is 24/7, you know, and if you can create those opportunities for kids to develop socially and emotionally and develop leadership skills and learning as well. Working with Norwalk Acts and whoever else, some of these other organizations here, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see summer school programs for all kids. You know, what could we do with NCC? What can we do elsewhere? There's, you know, engineering camps we could be running during the summer, Chinese camps, there's performing arts camps. There's now, obviously, that's resources, but, you know, that's where we're going to try to think of what are the key initiatives we want to drive. Let's see if we can get resources to support these kinds of things. But those are the things that make a difference. When you can take children who, particularly children who are less advantaged than others, who don't have some of the opportunities that more affluent children may have, and create learning opportunities for them and other types of extended learning opportunities, it makes a huge difference in their lives, as well as zeroing in on schooling and what happens during the school day. Briggs, I want to see Briggs be a successful campus. You know, as a parent, when I was here and my kids were going to school, you know, the kids, you learn, kids talk. And, you know, Briggs did not have the best reputation going. And I'm thinking to myself, no, we've got to change that. It can be changed. There are programs that have been very successful for adolescents who've been at risk or who have either dropped out or at risk of dropping out, that work. Fundamentally, children do not come to school, young adults do not come to school expecting to fail or wanting to fail. In our job is to find that, first of all, we need to know our kids. I've said it over and over again, you'll hear me say it time and again. If educators knew their kids, their students, their interests, their strengths, their culture, made a connection to home, that can make such a difference in influencing what they do, how they shape learning, and just in the whole relational aspect. But developing a strong, positive relationship with students, I think, is critically important. And that's what we need to do at Briggs. There are, you know, we've got this partnership with a company called Our Piece of the Pie, which basically operated the Opportunity High at Hartford, which is a very successful alternative. They are partnering with us here. I've looked at their model. It's a It's a very good model. It has the elements that we think will work. I just have to get them out of that facility. Got to find a different facility for them. But that's another story. Did not come here for a year or two. I really would like to be here for many years, and so I want to make sure what we do we can deliver on, and but that we're all going in the same direction, and sort of build this culture of excellence, which I think we can accomplish here in Norwalk. There are very few districts in the country, I don't know that can actually say that they have a school system that works for all kids regardless of race or economic circumstance. There are very few public school districts that can actually say that. Norwalk is a wonderfully diverse community, economically, racially, ethnically, and I would like for us to be able to say that. I really think we need a team, and I don't know how it gets funded or if we use internal people. I really would like a strong academic team that's paying attention to professional development and the rollout of our training, and really being thoughtful about the kind of training and skills that people need and what we can do, and being focused in the areas that I mentioned earlier. If there's one thing that I would love to see in place is that I'd love to see our ability to provide coaching for teachers, however that's done, and so that's a key area for me. If we're going to be a system, we've got to have a shared mission and vision, and there ought to be some strategies and some practices that we know work. Readers and Writers Workshop is an example of a best practice. And it's done in 12 different ways in 12 different schools, because there's no standards, there's no expectations that have ever been made clear. Here's how we do readers and writers work. There's no quality control in place. If we're going to implement some of these programs, we ought to do them with fidelity and with what's expected. That's a good example of that. I think Common Core is good because it's a priority that everybody recognizes we need to embrace. So we should work together on the best approaches to training and developing people, and let's do it system-wide and get a lot of efficiencies. Plus we'll know that what we're bringing in will represent a certain level of quality that we would expect. There's a willingness there, and let's work together. Let's dispel this notion. Let's work together. Let's create more of a student-centered organization rather than one that's kind of adult-centered, adult-focused. That's another area that is that we're going to work to dispel as part of the new Norwalk Way.